So whatever we hit this week in terms of price is going to kind of tell us, how we're looking here going into October. So those are the targets to kind of watch out for in the next 1 week, to be like, okay, when Bitcoin hits that, does it have trouble? Does it sail past one of those levels? If so, it's a good sign. So getting above that 200 and 111 day moving average is basically what's happening here. In terms of the 60-day cycle, I guess, which day are we on? We are currently on a new high on day 17 of the 60-day cycle. If we're going to get a bearish October and then reaccumulate and then go into a bullish November, December, if we get that scenario, then we're likely to get a high kind of similarly between like basically Monday, right, which would be tomorrow, which would be day 18, to possibly what would be day 24 of the cycle would be about the Monday after the September 30th. So basically going into the monthly close, if we peak out, I think it would only take a day or two to here to get 65,500. So if we peak out there, we could come back down here and reaccumulate at these lower levels one more time under the 111 day moving average. So that's just something to kind of watch out for. It's good to be bullish and good to be, accumulating and stuff, but we could get cheaper prices going into October. But if we get the first week of October bullish, then I think that probably rides through. So if we kind of come here to the 20-week moving average, that's what I was saying before that looks so good on Bitcoin is you see us close above the 20-week moving average here. Since we broke below it, which was right here, we had 2 weeks above it, and then we got nuked down into a mid-cycle failure. We couldn't get back above it. Now we close back above it. We have a candle here, right? If we have about, like I said, this week, the last week of September, which is also the first week of October here on the chart, and then we go into October 7th, like bullish and still above that 20-week moving average, then we're basically at support levels right now if that happens. And then we come up towards the first 2 standard deviation Bollinger Band, which is currently at 71,900. So then you just basically come up to that level, and we get really going good. So the 20-week moving average is where the altcoins start to basically move pretty well. So, that's why you're seeing Pulse Chain do pretty well and Ethereum catching up here. And Ethereum catching up actually is a very, very good sign, because it had been under this trend line that it had from the lows in the bear market back here in June of 22, right? The lows here at the end of the 4-year cycle for Bitcoin, the lows here that we had in October of last year, and then basically the lows that we had just recently. If we get a green candle for Ethereum closing above this 12 EMA on the weekly, then I think it holds above this trend line for the majority of time going into the next move. And so that means then, anything under 2,600 was really, really cheap, relatively speaking. And then once we regain about 3,000, 3,100, then we're going to really start ramping up to basically higher than where we were in the spring. Once we get back above $4,000 Ethereum, like you better see that your altcoins are going to be moving really, really good, because then it doesn't take too much for Ethereum at that point to hit new all-time highs. So the weekly close was good. The next 2 weeks will really tell us a lot about what's going on. So